I want to talk about the caravan. So, in dissociative identity disorder, there is a dissociation of different personalities or parts that have essentially, in my conceptualization, lost faith or lost trust in the primary self or the original self, perhaps. And so the way that I conceptualize and work with dissociative identity disorder clients is I envision the system as a caravan. So this kind of goes back to the old way, the old Oregon Trail game that I used to play. I mean, maybe that dates me, but when I was in school and in like elementary school and middle school, we got to have computer time. And whenever we would have computer time, we get to play the Oregon Trail. And on the Oregon Trail, you would have covered wagons that you can take across the plains. And you're supposed to take these covered wagons, across the Oregon Trail. And the idea is to get safely across the plains. The caravan is a set of covered wagons, like a bunch of covered wagons trying to get across the plains together. In dissociative identity, the caravan is all of the different parts or alters, okay? And so in the caravan, in this analogy, every single person in a caravan is important. From the children who go and they collect sticks and they collect small animals, they collect leaves and berries, to the women who care for the really, really small children. They cook, they take care of laundry, they do small mending chores, whatever that they do, to the men who hunt big game, who protect, who go and they scout out ahead of time to make sure that the way is clear. So everybody has a job. Everybody's job is really important to protect the caravan. And without that person doing that job, the caravan could fail. And so every single person in the caravan is vital to the health and safety of the caravan. But there has to be a leader of the caravan. And that leader is a person who helps direct and handle the squabbles that might occur within the caravan. Okay. And so if let's say one of the members of the caravan starts to feel like they don't really care for the way the leader's acting or the way the leader leads, they don't feel like the leader is doing what they need to be doing on behalf of the caravan, that member of the caravan might try to arrange for maybe a mutiny or something. And they might try to get other people within their immediate area of the caravan to try to go against the leader. They might try to take over, and they might try to lead the caravan in potentially a different direction. They might try to take over and lead the caravan maybe in the same direction, but not have the leader being the leader anymore. They might try to take over as the leader. They're not the leader, but they might try to take over as the leader. That person who is attempting to take over, they had a very important role, whatever it was. Maybe their role was to go scouting ahead. Maybe their role was to go and make sure none of the Indians were to be like a protector there in the group. Maybe their role was to go and find food and go hunting. Whatever their role was, they had that role. And so if they go and take the leader role, there's a missing role, right? And so they still need that to do that role. And so now they're trying to do both roles, the leader role, and they're trying to do their own role. And so it's a very stressful thing for them to do. And so they can't always do it all the time. And so sometimes other people try to step in and try to be the leader. But because only the leader has the ability to be the leader, that's the only person in the caravan who can do the leader role. Even if that person has been tied up and thrown in the back of one of the wagons for a really long time, that's the only person who is capable of doing a leader role. So in this analogy, to keep going further, the way that I envision healing is to find the leader and empower the leader to help that leader to do the role that they were supposed to do. It doesn't mean the leader has to gain control, because it's not about control. Leaders don't gain control. There's no way one person can gain control of over an entire caravan. The way that a leader gains control over a caravan is by being compassionate and kind and loving and gracious, and like to understand that each member of the caravan's role is important and vital to the caravan, and helps the other members that might be fighting with that member of the caravan to understand that too. And so when the member of the caravan who had been a hunter and now is trying to be the leader, and other people are angry because they don't like the way that person's leading, the leader, the good leader, the one that is supposed to be the leader, that leader goes and talks to the hunter and tells that and helps the hunter see how important that the role of hunter is, and shows grace and gratitude for the hunter role, and helps the other parts or the other people see how grateful that leader is for the hunter role, and helps the other parts show gratitude through the leader showing gratitude. So through example, and then shows gratitude to the other parts for their roles, for the children gathering sticks, for the children gathering little berries and herbs and other plants, and for the women who have cooked, and for the mothers who are taking care of the little ones, and for the others, the young girls who are mending, that the leader is showing gratitude to each of them and recognizing each of them. And through this compassionate work, the leader gains respect from the caravan. Now, that doesn't mean that this hunter that had gained that power is ever going to blend back into the caravan. That's not the point. The point is that the caravan's going to work together, and the caravan is distinct and has all of these distinct parts and people. And a good working caravan doesn't have to be blended. A good working caravan recognizes all of these distinct parts and allows these distinct parts to be distinct, but follows the leader, because the leader is a compassionate, caring leader, and they don't need to take over, because they know the leader is out for their best interests and loves them, and the leader loves the caravan. And that's where that often it's been challenged, is that all of these parts have had to take these extreme roles to take on difficult things that throughout this person's life they've had to take on these terrible traumas to hold them, because the leader couldn't. And it makes sense. When the leader was really young, the leader couldn't. It wasn't capable. But now that the leader's older, these parts are still carrying these extreme roles, and they don't know how to give them up. And so the leader has to learn how to help these parts give up these extreme roles, so that they can go back to the roles they were always meant to do. And that doesn't mean blending. It means being who they always were meant to be: the hunter, the gatherer, the mender, the child watcher, the protector, whatever role they were always meant to be. And the leader loves them for that. And the leader loves them for what they did to be extreme, and sees how that extreme helped the leader when the leader couldn't do that. And the leader loves them, and loves them for everything that they've done. And this helps healing. there's so much more to it than just like purely just loving, but this analogy helps me guide my work as I'm working with clients. And I'm finding a lot of success as I'm working with my dissociative identity clients, utilizing this analogy and helping my clients see themselves in this way.